Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this exciting journey to mastering English fluency. In this story, we'll explore proven strategies, inspiring real-life examples, and practical tips that will help you take your language skills to the next level. Whether you're just starting or looking to refine your abilities, this story has something for everyone. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of English learning together. Have you ever dreamed of speaking English fluently but felt frustrated by slow progress? Imagine the confidence of expressing yourself clearly and effortlessly in English. Achieving fluency isn't about memorizing thousands of words overnight or cramming grammar rules into your brain. Instead, it's about smart strategies, persistence, and embracing mistakes as part of the process. In this article, I'll share proven techniques, inspiring stories, and practical habits that will guide you toward fluency faster than you might expect. Fluency is a journey, not a sprint. Think of it as planting a seed. You need to water it regularly and give it enough sunlight and care. With time, that seed will grow into a sturdy tree with deep roots and lush branches. Similarly, small, consistent steps will transform your English-speaking ability. Imagine each word you learn as a leaf, every sentence as a branch. The more you nurture your language skills, the more your tree of fluency flourishes, becoming a symbol of your hard work and dedication. To grow this tree effectively, we'll break down essential strategies that help build strong language habits, avoid common pitfalls, and maintain motivation throughout your journey. We'll explore how to immerse yourself in English, develop creative learning techniques, and reflect on your progress. By the end, you'll have a clearer, more practical roadmap to fluency that combines both learning and enjoyment. Let's start with some foundational principles, and as we move forward, we'll explore each step in detail, offering practical advice, real-life examples, and unique insights that will help you take your English skills to the next level. Section 1. Building consistency and confidence. Consistency is the backbone of language learning. It's not about spending hours every day but about weaving language practice seamlessly into your daily routine. Think of it as adding small doses of English into different parts of your life, during your morning coffee, while commuting, or even while preparing dinner. The key is to stay consistent, no matter how small the effort seems. 5 minutes of focused speaking practice or listening to an English podcast every day will have a significant impact over time. The goal is not to exhaust yourself, but to create a sustainable learning rhythm that you can maintain for months and years. 1. Daily practice. Dedicate at least 20 to 30 minutes every day to practicing English. Short, focused sessions can have a more significant impact than occasional marathon study sessions. Begin your practice with speaking for 5 minutes about your day, followed by listening to a short podcast segment or reading a few pages from an English book. Alternate between writing your thoughts in English and reviewing new vocabulary. For speaking practice, you can even leave yourself voice notes and listen back to them to spot areas for improvement. Whether it's speaking, listening, reading, or writing, integrating these varied activities creates a balanced and natural learning rhythm that reinforces your skills from multiple angles. 2. The power of listening. Listening is one of the most overlooked but crucial elements of fluency. Just as babies learn their first language by listening before speaking, immersing yourself in English through stories, songs, and conversations is essential. The secret to mastering listening lies in passive and active listening techniques. Active listening involves focusing on specific details, picking out key phrases, mimicking pronunciation, and noting intonation patterns. On the other hand, passive listening, such as playing English podcasts in the background while cooking or commuting, helps your brain get accustomed to the rhythm and melody of the language without pressure. To maximize your listening practice, diversify your sources and create a balanced combination of different listening materials. Start with something easy and gradually build up to more complex content. For beginners, children's audiobooks are a great starting point because they use simple language and repetitive patterns. For intermediate learners, podcasts on everyday topics such as lifestyle, food, or travel can help bridge the gap. Advanced learners can challenge themselves with TED Talks, news broadcasts, or interviews with experts in various fields. Additionally, pay attention to accents and regional variations. Listening to British, American, Australian, and even Indian English will give you a more comprehensive understanding of how the language is spoken globally. Try watching Netflix series with subtitles first, then rewatch key scenes without them. This method helps reinforce your comprehension skills and builds confidence. Consistency is key here. Aim to listen to something in English every day, even if it's only for 10 minutes. Over time, you will notice an improvement in your ability to understand different accents, pick up new expressions, and feel more comfortable with the rhythm of English speech. Keep track of what you listen to and challenge yourself to summarize it in English afterward. This additional step will further solidify your learning. Example: one of my students, Sarah, made incredible progress by listening to English podcasts during her daily commute. At first, she didn't understand much. She often felt lost, especially when speakers used fast-paced or idiomatic language. However, she kept listening daily, taking notes on phrases she heard repeatedly. Over time, her comprehension improved dramatically. She began recognizing key phrases and idioms, such as "hit the nail on the head" and "under the weather," and integrated them into her own conversations. This consistency not only built her vocabulary but also helped her develop a more natural flow when speaking, transforming her casual conversations into confident exchanges with native speakers. Pro tip: focus on content you enjoy, football commentary, cooking shows, or travel documentaries. When you're interested in the subject, learning feels less like work and more like fun. Try shadowing, repeating what you hear immediately after the speaker, to fine-tune your accent and rhythm. Section 2. Embracing mistakes as stepping stones. Many learners fear making mistakes, but mistakes are essential for growth. Imagine each mistake as a stepping stone on a winding path to fluency. Each step takes you closer to your goal. Fluency does not come from avoiding errors but from embracing them as opportunities to learn. When you make a mistake, it highlights the areas where you can grow and improve, much like a coach pointing out how an athlete can enhance their performance. Mistakes are signals that you are trying, stepping out of your comfort zone, and making progress. For example, when learning pronunciation, a common mistake is confusing similar-sounding words like sheet and seat. While these errors may be embarrassing at first, they offer an excellent chance to refine your listening and articulation skills. If you mispronounce a word, repeat it several times slowly and listen to how native speakers pronounce it. Record yourself and play it back to compare. Similarly, in grammar, mistakes can reveal patterns you need to reinforce. A student of mine once kept saying, "I go to the store yesterday," mixing up the past tense. Instead of correcting him harshly, we focused on identifying past tense verbs and practicing them in simple sentences. Within weeks, he had mastered the basics and felt far more confident. Instead of feeling discouraged, treat each mistake as a chance to adjust your approach, refine your skills, and ultimately become a more confident speaker. Remember, every error is a stepping stone toward fluency, and the more steps you take, the closer you get to reaching your goal. Example: the tale of Emily. Emily was one of my most promising students, but she was terrified of speaking in class. She worried her classmates would laugh at her mistakes, so she often stayed silent, afraid of saying something wrong. This fear became a significant barrier to her learning, preventing her from making progress. One day, I encouraged her to speak for 2 minutes without worrying about grammar or pronunciation. At first, she hesitated and stumbled over her words. However, as she continued, something remarkable happened. She realized that even though her sentences weren't perfect, her classmates understood her message. This breakthrough changed everything for Emily. From that moment, she began speaking more often in class. Each time she spoke, her confidence grew a little more. Within a few months, she was participating in discussions, asking questions, and even helping her classmates with their own English. Her progress was a testament to the power of pushing past fear and embracing the learning process. By the end of the term, Emily had transformed into one of the most fluent and expressive students in the class. Lesson: the sooner you accept mistakes as part of the process, the faster you will progress. Every mistake is a lesson in disguise, waiting to teach you something valuable. Reflect on each one, ask yourself what it reveals about your learning gaps, and use it as a guide for improvement. Mistakes are not failures, they are markers of your evolving skills. Keep track of them in a learning journal, celebrate the lessons they bring, and watch how they become stepping stones toward mastery. Section 3: Thinking in English, the Game Changer. One of the most powerful shifts you can make is learning to think directly in English. Imagine cutting out the middle step of translation, freeing your mind to respond faster and more naturally. Many learners fall into the habit of translating from their native language, which slows them down, creates confusion, and often leads to awkward sentence structures. Thinking in English allows you to bypass that process, leading to more fluent, spontaneous speech. It's like switching from walking to riding a bike. You move faster and with greater ease once you embrace this method. 1. Visualization method: when you see an apple, think apple, not manzana or poem. Associating English words with images rather than translations helps you think faster and retain the language more effectively. Visualization not only enhances your vocabulary but also strengthens your memory. For instance, when you learn the word tree, imagine a big green tree in your mind. Create a vivid picture that involves the word in context, like seeing a bird sitting on a branch or imagining the wind rustling the leaves. To take this method further, combine visualizations with physical objects. Label items in your home with their English names: chair, mirror, or refrigerator. Every time you see the label, say the word aloud and imagine it being used in a sentence. Over time, this combination of seeing, saying, and visualizing will solidify your vocabulary, making it second nature. 2. Internal conversations: practice talking to yourself in English. Describe your day, plan your grocery list, or reflect on a recent experience, all in English. It may feel strange at first, but it's a powerful way to build fluency. Start with simple thoughts: I need to buy some bread, or today is a sunny day. Gradually increase the complexity by narrating your plans for the weekend or describing a movie you watched. The key is to keep the conversation flowing naturally, without worrying too much about grammar. To take this technique further, try speaking aloud when you are alone. Pretend you're explaining your thoughts to someone else, giving a short presentation, or answering interview questions. This will help you organize your thoughts in English and build confidence in forming complete sentences on the fly. If you're comfortable, record your internal conversations and listen back. This practice will help you identify areas for improvement and track your progress over time. Section 4: Creative Practice: Making Language Fun. Traditional study methods can get boring quickly. Instead, Make learning an adventure by incorporating creativity into your practice. Think beyond textbooks. Turn your environment into a learning playground. Use art, music, and storytelling as tools to make English more engaging and memorable. For example, create a personal comic strip in English featuring your own characters or write a song using new vocabulary. Try interactive games that encourage speaking, like charades or word association games, to build fluency in a fun way. These creative approaches keep you motivated and help you retain what you learn more effectively. 1. Write short stories, create characters, and write about their adventures, making your stories as detailed as possible. Think of a setting, perhaps a magical forest or a bustling city, and describe it vividly. Include dialogues between characters to practice conversational English and explore different emotions. For example, imagine two friends planning a surprise birthday party or a detective solving a mystery. By incorporating new vocabulary and expressions, you'll naturally expand your word bank while improving your grammar and sentence structure. Share your stories with a language partner or on an online forum for feedback, which will help refine your writing skills even further. 2. Sing your favorite songs. Karaoke isn't just for fun, it's a fantastic way to improve pronunciation, rhythm, and even intonation in English. Singing helps you internalize the melody and cadence of the language. Choose songs with clear lyrics and sing along multiple times. Focus on imitating the singer's pronunciation and intonation patterns. Start with slower songs, like ballads, before moving on to faster-paced genres like pop or rap. Not only will your pronunciation improve, but you'll also pick up new vocabulary and colloquial expressions in a memorable way. To make this exercise even more effective, write down unfamiliar words or phrases from the songs and look up their meanings. Try incorporating these new expressions into your daily conversations. Singing regularly will boost your confidence in speaking and help you feel more comfortable with the natural flow of English. 3. Role-playing. Imagine you're a tourist in London. How would you order coffee, ask for directions, or describe your hometown? Role-playing real-life scenarios prepares you for practical conversations by helping you think on your feet and practice spontaneous responses. You can pretend to check into a hotel, shop at a local market, or have a casual conversation with a stranger about the weather. If you have a language partner, take turns playing different roles: customer and waiter, traveler and tour guide. Even if you practice alone, use props and act out situations to make it feel more authentic. Take it a step further by recording these role-play sessions. Watch the recordings to identify areas for improvement, such as pronunciation, word choice, or body language. This playful yet structured practice not only builds confidence but also equips you with ready-made phrases for real-life situations. Section 5. Real-life stories of persistence and growth. Nothing is more inspiring than hearing how others have succeeded despite challenges. Their experiences remind us that fluency is not a straight path but a winding journey filled with setbacks and triumphs. Each challenge is an opportunity for growth, and these stories illustrate how persistence, creative strategies, and embracing mistakes can transform your learning experience. Let me introduce you to a few students whose journeys to fluency might resonate with you, and hopefully inspire your own. 1. Mark's pronunciation journey. Mark struggled with pronunciation and often avoided speaking in class due to his fear of being misunderstood. I suggested he start by recording himself speaking every day for a month, focusing on reading short paragraphs aloud and repeating tricky words multiple times. At first, it felt awkward, and Mark couldn't help but cringe when he listened to his early recordings. However, this exercise gave him valuable insights into his problem areas, like dropping word endings and mispronouncing certain vowel sounds. To make the practice more engaging, I encouraged Mark to read aloud from his favorite novels and mimic native speakers' pronunciation from YouTube videos. He also began using pronunciation apps to fine-tune his accent. Over time, he noticed clear improvements. By the end of the month, his speech was much clearer, and his ability to distinguish subtle pronunciation differences had sharpened. Most importantly, his confidence skyrocketed, and he no longer hesitated to participate in class discussions. 2. Lisa's real-world experience. Lisa improved her English by volunteering at a community center, where she interacted with native speakers daily. This real-world experience gave her the confidence and practical knowledge that textbooks couldn't offer. At first, she felt nervous and found it difficult to keep up with the fast-paced conversations. However, by observing and mimicking how native speakers express themselves, she quickly adapted. Each day brought new challenges: understanding different accents, learning idiomatic expressions, and responding on the spot. Over time, Lisa became more comfortable and began to initiate conversations, using the new phrases she learned in real-life situations. By the end of her volunteering experience, she had not only improved her speaking skills but also gained a deeper understanding of cultural nuances and how to communicate more naturally in English. Section 6. Expanding vocabulary, quality over quantity. It's tempting to focus on memorizing endless lists of words, but a better approach is to learn high-frequency words and phrases in context by engaging with real-world materials like news articles, podcasts, and conversations. Instead of rote memorization, immerse yourself in content related to your interests. When you encounter new words, write them down in sentences to understand how they function in different contexts. This method not only builds your vocabulary faster but also helps you retain and use the words naturally in conversations. 1. Thematic learning. Focus on vocabulary related to topics you love. If you're passionate about cooking, learn food-related words first. Start with basic terms like boil, bake, and slice, then move on to more advanced cooking-related expressions such as simmer, whisk, or marinate. Create a recipe in English or follow an English-language cooking video to immerse yourself fully. If you're into sports, learn terms associated with your favorite game, words like goal, referee, and penalty. This targeted learning approach makes vocabulary acquisition more practical and enjoyable because you're learning words you're likely to use frequently. 2. Phrase mastery. Learning whole phrases helps you sound more natural and improves your fluency by giving you pre-built language blocks to use in conversations. Instead of memorizing individual words like break and rules, learn the complete phrase break the rules. This approach allows you to understand how words work together in context and reduces hesitation when speaking. Practice common phrases such as take a break, make a decision, or out of the blue. Integrating these phrases into your daily conversations will help you speak more confidently and sound more like a native speaker. Section 7. Reflection and growth. It's essential to reflect on your progress regularly. Learning a language takes time, and each step forward, no matter how small, is a sign of growth. Celebrate your achievements, whether it's mastering a tricky pronunciation, holding a short conversation without hesitation, or understanding a full podcast episode. Reflection not only helps you recognize these wins but also reinforces your motivation to keep going. 1. Keep a learning journal. Track your progress by writing down what you've learned each week, focusing on key milestones, new vocabulary, and practical phrases you've picked up. Reflect on both successes and areas where you struggled. For instance, note down conversations that went smoothly, the words that tripped you up, and how you plan to improve. Include examples from your daily life, such as describing how you used a new phrase during a phone call or how you understood a TV show without subtitles. This journal will become a personalized roadmap, showing how far you've come while keeping you motivated to reach your next goal. 2. Celebrate small wins every time you learn a new word, pronounce a difficult word correctly, or have a successful conversation in English. Take a moment to celebrate. These seemingly small victories add up and fuel your motivation. For instance, if you manage to order food at a restaurant without switching back to your native language, give yourself credit. Keep a list of these achievements in your journal and revisit them when you need a confidence boost. Sharing these wins with a language partner or group can also make the process more rewarding and keep you motivated to reach the next milestone. Conclusion: keep going and stay inspired. Fluency is like a river that flows steadily toward the ocean, winding through obstacles and collecting new experiences along the way. It may take time and persistence, but every step brings you closer to your goal. Just like a river gains strength as it gathers tributaries, your fluency grows with every conversation, mistake, and lesson learned. Remember, fluency isn't just about speaking flawlessly, it's about building bridges with people, understanding different perspectives, and expressing your unique voice in ways that connect and inspire others. So, what inspires you to keep going on your journey to fluency? Share your story, stay curious, and let your voice be heard. Every word you learn is a bridge to new opportunities and friendships. Keep learning, keep speaking, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more content that will help you improve your English skills. By joining us, you'll expand your vocabulary and learn how to speak English more confidently and professionally. See you in the next video.